How do you feel when you're alone? Does it look like this? Or does it look something like this? For a long time, I felt super uncomfortable being by myself, but now I love being alone. But how did I get here? Today, I want to share some reflections I've had about why we feel lonely, and then I'll share some things that have personally helped me even get excited about spending time alone. But first, let's bring it back to May of 2020. When I was 27, I decided to move out of state on my own. And I remembered at the time I was feeling super depressed, really anxious and scared because that was gonna be my first time being far away from all my family and friends. So naturally, when I was alone, I felt really lonely and I felt like life hit me hard. When I was sad, I didn't have anyone to run to. I couldn't even go out because that was the peak of COVID and everything was shut down. I literally had no other choice but to be by myself. And I really did not like myself. I guess the biggest silver lining of living by myself was having a shit ton of time to self-reflect. So when I look back on my life, I realized that when I felt super lonely, it usually fell into one of two categories. But let's talk about this one first. What I've learned is that we need that human interaction to feel connected to other people. And when we don't have that, when we don't feel like we're heard or validated, then it almost becomes way too easy to feel lonely, right? And it's not just having people around us, because you probably felt it before too, where let's say you're hanging out in a big group of people and you feel just as lonely, if not lonelier, than if you were to be by yourself. It depends on where you're at in your life right now, but for me personally, I realized that it just might not be possible to have other people around me, or I might just be alone for longer periods of time. That's just something that I can't control, and I've accepted that. So my goal has been, more importantly, to give that love and validation to myself first. Which leads me to the other times of when I have felt lonely. That's when I feel disconnected from myself. I always felt really uncomfortable being by myself because I just didn't know what to do when I was alone. So even to this day, I still find myself binge watching TV shows, scrolling on social media, and I try to think about why I do that all the time. And I think it's the instant gratification that we get from likes, comments, seeing new things so quickly in such a short amount of time. We're not really thinking about the life that we're sharing, how it's more one-sided. So we're only sharing one side of our life, and that's not the type of connection that we need as human beings. But I want you guys to remember that we're the only person we're with 24/7, 365 days a year, forever. So if we don't like the company that we have with ourselves, that's not really a nice home to come home to every day, is it? I realized that for me, I needed to spend time by myself to build a real relationship with myself. Because in doing that, I wasn't feeling as lonely, especially in those times when I physically couldn't be around other people. So I want to share some things that have helped me over the years when I was feeling lonely. Try them. If you don't like them, then keep trying new things until you find what works best for you. Of course, everyone's going to be different, so do what works best, boo-boo. Okay, let's get right into it. So for this first one, I honestly tried everything and anything that I was interested in. Things that I didn't have time for, that I always wanted to do. I was learning how to make keychains. I had tried a calligraphy workshop during grad school, so I wanted to keep practicing my skills to see if I liked it. I tried knitting. What I realized in all of that is that I just didn't have the patience for a lot of those things, but I'm really glad that I did it because otherwise I wouldn't have known. I found things to fill up my days, and I realized that there's so much out there that you can do. You don't have to like all of them, but in trying everything new, you're able to find the things that you actually do like doing. And all of that, I did find that I liked photography because I was able to get out of my apartment and learn how to use my iPhone camera. I didn't know how to use this one yet. It just opened up a lot more doors for me, and I felt a lot more creative in it. And I actually did start feeling excited to spend time by myself. So the next thing I definitely recommend is to leave and try new experiences around your local area. I would try to find free events. Your girl be broke. And I went on apps like Google Maps or Eventbrite. If I brought up Google Maps, I'm gonna bring it up right here so you guys see what I'm doing on the screen. And let's bring up like some random state. Let's say like I want to go to a museum in South Dakota. Okay, so I'm gonna type in museums in South Dakota. And it gives you a list of places that you can hit. So I would like South Dakota Art Museum looks fire from the pictures that I'm seeing. Like it would be a good photo op, you know? So let's say I wanted to go there. What I would do is then I would drag around that area and just find places that I could drive to, restaurants that I could go to. Maybe there's like another garden nearby or anything like that that I might kind of enjoy doing. Let's see, craft Italian, fire. Chocolate latte, coffee, and handmade candy. Okay, that looks cute. So like things like that, you just go to it. Worst case scenario, you don't like it, you could dip out. And I would definitely recommend this because I've gone to the best events I've ever gone to by myself, and I've had the most fun there. Like I went to a late night meditation on the beach. So I think that no matter where you're at, even in South Dakota, no shade on South Dakota, but you know, even places that you wouldn't think that you would find anything, you could find pretty interesting places that you could go to. And I think you'd be really surprised by how fun they could be. So I live for trying new things, but I also understand that that could be really overwhelming for the brain to experience something new on a regular basis. Like, even though it's exciting, I realize that it also has added a lot of anxiety to my life why did I say it like that? Oh my gosh. It's added anxiety to my life. So what I've been trying to do is also work on a good routine of things that I really do enjoy doing. So these are things like getting fresh air, taking walks at the park. One of my favorite things to do when I'm overwhelmed or anxious is I go on late night drives and I just turn on music and I sing my ass off. And then when I'm ready to come home, I just turn on my GPS and I come home. So these are the things that we need to do, is to find the things that we really love to do and then work that into a self-care routine so that whenever we do feel sad or lonely, we're able to do those things without even thinking. So I hope you like this video. I hope that you can take some of these things and try it out in your own life for those times when you really do feel sad and lonely, because I feel like there are so many things out there that could help you whenever we have those negative emotions. But if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and thank you so much for your patience of having me back on YouTube. I miss you guys and I'm ready to go now. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.